Hi everyone and welcome to the Daily Scopes for the 8th of December. Okay, so on the 8th of December we've got a lot going on. We've got a full moon. We've also got the moon entering Gemini and the moon going into void, of course. So I think I'm going to start with the full moon because it happens, the exact placement of the moon exactly making its opposition to the sun happens before anything else. So yeah, the full moon starts at 4:08 a.m. on the 8th of December. So the full moon happens when the moon is opposite the sun. Some of you may focus on finishing things, others may experience illuminating revelations either through your own exploration or from the words or actions of others. It's a good time to think about projects that need to be finished and plan to take steps to overcome any obstacles that you're making right now. Some people may decide to let go of a relationship and others may start or continue the work of dealing with any self-destructive habits or thoughts that holds them back from living a more authentic life or living life simply on their own terms. So you may give up on living up to other people's expectations or at this specific time period over the next few weeks or months decide to make plans to do so. Negatively, the full moon can make us act irrationally and be quick to anger. There can also be tension between the conscious and subconscious minds, the more feminine and masculine aspects of yourself. Professional and domestic responsibilities can also get in the way of each other, causing a conflict between what we should do and what we want to do, leading to a fragile psychological emotional state. There can also be an increase in bougie, showing off behaviour, also in self-confidence and esteem, which is kind of like good because it's good to feel great about ourselves. But with the full moon illuminating everything, people can do things to excess, such as excessive spending, socialising, eating, drinking or drug taking. That can cause you and others to crash and burn at a later date, or unexpected consequences can happen due to impulsive actions. So be cautious with all forms of speculation and in financial investments and spending and stuff like that, and also with what you say or do at this time. In ancient times, the full moon was said to cause an issue with digestion, so be careful of what you eat and drink at this time, as well as the information you take in and the people you spend time with, because all of these can affect your mood and actions right now. You may experience trouble with children or handling your own inner child who may demand special attention or be emotionally challenging. Ultimately, the sun opposes moon. The full moon period is a time, if you are prepared to put your mind and action to it, people can understand each other's perspectives more. So if you're willing to be open-minded, as I said, put your mind in action to it, you can keep the peace in any arguments that happen right now. But you will have to fight for this to happen, even if it means overcoming your own prejudices. Right now you have to want to do that. If not, arguments can just flare up and words and actions can be done which can be hard to take back. This full moon takes place when the moon is in the constellation of Taurus and the sun is in Scorpio. So the most potent modes at this time are cardinal and fixed. So meaning with cardinal energy, people will be more enterprising and assertive than normal, seeking more independence and becoming ambitious. But the downside is people can be impulsive, inconsiderate and domineering. And with the fixed energies input, people can be more intense and controlling right now. Yet this gives the power to, if you want to use this mode correctly, to slow down and work steadily yet stubbornly towards your goal. So allowing you to be more focused and not fall into the pitfalls, as I said, of overspending and going over the top and wasting time in needless arguments and proving needless points and stuff like that. Fixed energy allows you to get to the bottom of things, so it's great for all types of research and investigation work. Negatively, this energy can make people more egotistical and intent on getting their own way because of the fixed energy of Taurus and Scorpio, making people just more wanting to be in their comfort zones and not really wanting to get out of it as well. So people can also be more focused on sex, relationships, their cult, spirituality, psychological and financial issues due to the influence of Scorpio and Taurus at the time of this full moon. There can be disagreements over communal assets or any joint projects, group work and stuff like that. But the best use of this energy is to try and work together to solve any intimate or any other issues that come up. But this can be hard to do because, again, as I said, we can be more stubborn in what we want. But this stubborn energy is really good because when used properly, respecting the needs and boundaries of others, can help you stay focused on your goals and what this energy is calling you to do, which I'll talk about later in a short while. People can just become more demanding at this time and intent on getting what they want or being honest, and they want the same from others as well. So this can be great for kind of counselling and work and strengthening all types of relationships and getting to the bottom of relationships problems and just trying to really relate to one another's. But because, again, Scorpio sting is here and the fire of Taurus, because even earthy, it can be fiery as well. So if you can withstand the fire and the sting which comes with explosive words, then go for it. But after the air is cleared up, although you can get murky for a while, the truth will be revealed, and it is this truth that will set all involved free. But again, because people can really be sensitive right now to what is said, some people will hear what's being said, even if it is truthful, and even if they admit it is the truth, they still want to take some kind of revenge. So this can be instant revenge, or saying something spiteful to hurt you, or some kind of go away and plot to take some revenge against you for being honest, or you can be the one that do so, which they serve up in the long run. Because after all, we're dealing with the two signs, Taurus and Scorpio, who will cut their own nose off to spite their own face. Also at this time, some people can get fascinated with life, death, spirituality, and other topics of death, which can turn people on or off. Taurus energy provides the ability to remain practical and stable as you research the deeper meanings of life and as the next few weeks progress. So it's perfect for setting or continuing exercise, work, creative or other routines. Yet some people may fear the unknown and resist those who try to introduce new ideas into their life right now, even though newness can be what you need right now. But again, Taurus and Scorpio can make us all stubborn and not see what's good for us. So this can make people run into their comfort zones or overindulge in food, drugs or alcohol due to uncomfortable emotions being felt or situations feeling uncomfortable accessing them, and this can make you just want to soothe yourself a bit. But at this best, this energy supports practical and creative expressions and solutions. So although you may want to just numb yourself, we're all guilty of it as well. Try and do your best not to overindulge and just try and partake in some healthy self-care and look after yourself in some healthy ways, or get help if need be to tackle these emotions that come up if you're feeling really affected by what is said and what is done, because people can say some harsh words this full moon. Energy is also great for artistic types to take care of the practical end of their artistic creations or paperwork and stuff. The moon's conjunction with Mars provides the willpower to see things through and be a leader rather than take other people's leads at this time. Adversely, the moon's conjunction with Mars can make you insensitive to others' feelings. However, Mercury's conjunction with Venus provides the support to listen to others and talk and respond to them calmly, regardless of how they act with you. So that's what life's about. It's about trying to be as centered as we can in our own energy, but it can be hard to do at some stages. But do your best to, someone's shouting, swearing at you, to just distance yourself, walk away, say, come back to me when we can have a nice, it's polite conversation, but probably try not to do that, because when people are heated, those sort of calming strategies sometimes can not turn out good. So just walk away for fails. The sun also makes an opposition to Mars, which may make those with intense Pluto, Mars, Scorpio, Aries, fire or other strong earth sort of like energy or aspects in their natal charts use bullying tactics to get what they want. It's essential to not be aggressive while trying to be assertive and giving other people the space to respond as well as having your own say. The sun's quincunx to Uranus falls this unpredictability in moods, and you may be unable to cope with all of this changeability right now, and you will have to use sort of like inner determination that's being supported by many transits. So even though lots of crazy Scorpio, Taurus energy, stubbornness is going on, there's lots of aspects, transits that are giving you the willpower to make the internal adjustments needed to reach your goals, avoid conflict or reduce conflict, and fulfill your commitments. The ongoing square between Uranus and Saturn further supports that this energy can be used to overcome feelings of inadequacy, thinking that you're not enough, and any personal issues. You can start working through them to do with self-respect or worth, understanding and love. Venus and Mercury are also both making a square to Jupiter at the time of this full moon, which can overwhelm some people with the sheer force of ideas and opportunities that can be offered right now, causing you to miss out as you fail to choose. So if this happens, you don't know what choice, so this can be a choice between two lovers, two jobs, or whatever else is going on right now. Write down the pros and cons of each choice and do the things that are most practical, and trust your gut on this, but also keep an open mind and tread carefully. Watch out for making promises you cannot keep, and watch out for the fact that other people will do that. So know that this kind of vibration can make others people let you down, even if they don't intend to. So have sort of like a backup plan, and not to be all pessimistic about anything that's offered right now, but just, as I said, just tread carefully and keep your options open, but not too open. Venus' square to Jupiter can make some of you more self-centered right now in romantic issues, and some people may intentionally go out of their way saying and doing what they need to get what they want. So yeah, this week is a very manipulative, slippery kind of week. But anyway, so yeah, people can be insincere, which can again add to disappointments that you already feel and enchant any arguments that you're already having in like your love life. And although I said this is a slippery week with people being manipulative, the moon and the sun square to Neptune can actually make some people want to be lied to and want to be deceived. And as I mentioned earlier, Venus is going into Sagittarius and people can be idealistic. So all of these factors are feeding into that. And self-deception can also be high as well, as people want to do anything to escape their inner pain or boredom right now. So basically, yes, some of you will want to be fooled right now, and this can cause problems in the long run. So try and get to the root of the problems, which is going to be hard because you want to escape into reality. Not into reality, into fantasy. So, but try and get to the root of why you want to be lied to. Why don't you want to confront your emotions? And I know it's hard and stuff, but try and get to the bottom of why, if you are in an avoidance state, why you're doing that. But all of this square energy, because it causes friction and conflict, it supports creativity, self-reflection, and an increase in intuitive or logical reasoning. And although there may be heartbreaking experiences that you have and go through right now, all of these serve to bring your attention to the situations or people you must do your best to let go of slowly, as well as the psychological, emotional wounds you need to start working on or continue to work on releasing. Venus also makes a semi-sextile to Pluto, and Mars also makes a semi-sextile to Uranus. So what these bring to the table is that some people may receive public praise for doing something well done. negatively a secret can be exposed affecting your social status. And because this is happening full moon in Gemini as well, and the negative of Gemini energy can be to gossip and talk and communicate more, this could be reality for some of you. So just be careful of what you say and what you believe in right now. But again, as I said, some of you want to believe in lies. So yeah, but all in all, Venus is sextile to Pluto and Mars is semisextile to Uranus, and that was Venus's semisextile to Pluto. Gives you a chance to be more optimistic about your life despite your problems. Have some fun, be grateful for what you have and what you may be offered right now. And it also allows you to step up in crisis situations, become more organized, be more fresh in your solutions to your problems, thinking outside of the box. This energy, especially the Uranus and Mars semisextile, can make people place weird bets to settle disputes or brighten up your work day. So someone may be, oh, I'll give you this bar of chocolate if you can not talk all day, and just things like that. Or if you give me your chocolate bar, then I'll be your friend again. Sort of, I don't know, weird, childish maybe, sort of like vibes. So yeah, Mars and the Moon makes a trine to Saturn as well. So this provides the self-confidence to take bold and determined action to fix your problems and plan for a more abundant and practical future by committing to take positive actions daily to reach your many goals. Security can be found if you make the transformations in the only place you have control of them, and that is within yourself. With willpower, you can make a strategic plan formulated with humility, positioned to build self-discipline, assurance, understanding, love, resilience, healing and forgiveness, steadily changing your lifestyle with affirmative words, relaxation, self-care and hard work. The Moon semisextile to Uranus and Jupiter sextile to Pluto back up that divine and earthly support will be made available for those who choose to do all they can to reach their highest potential right now. The ongoing Jupiter sextile Pluto transit is the strong power that provides and proves that you can achieve a lot if you're willing to seek out and be open to intuitive guidance right now. Some may walk a more spiritual, mystical, self-aware path, researching the more significant meanings of life right now, including the unknown. And as you know, humans can be scared of uncertainty. This is why we love to stay in our comfort zones, but these sort of energies helping us to get out of it if you want to, because nothing's fixed. The energy's there and it's up to you. Ultimately, you have free will to choose to use it or not. Now, also, at the time of this full moon, the moon is in the 22nd degree of Taurus, and the tagline for this is a white dove over troubled waters. So this is symbolising once again that if you're willing to work hard through your uncontrolled desires, psychological and emotional trauma and pain and anything else you've got going on, addictions or anything like that, finding ways to release your self-destructive habits and thoughts in positive and life-affirming ways rather than energy-draining and toxic ways. Some of you may get the calling from within to do so, to let go. And if you listen to it, and if you truly have had enough of living life in a cycle of highs and lows and lows and highs, being driven by your self-destructive behaviours and thoughts, some of you may vow to make the healing and management of yourself and your issues your primary focus, letting practical action and faith lead the way in your new commitment to change yourself. The Sun is also in the 22nd degree of Scorpio, and the tagline is hunters starting out for ducks. So what this means is, the symbolism here is when we can accept our shadow traits, because hunting and ducks, it's killing basically. And I'm not saying go and kill, it's not like that, but it's about acknowledging our darker selves rather than pushing them away. Because when we do this, acknowledge the things within ourselves that we dislike, at times fear can surface, but once you start to admit these things to yourself, and it's not easy to look at yourself in the mirror and your dark traits and all the rest of it, but no, all of us humans have flaws, and it doesn't make them right or wrong, they're just there. And if we want to change ourselves and our world for the better, each person who's able to can commit to the daily practice of taking small steps to better themselves. These changes won't come overnight. There'll be many failures, that these will remind you that you are on your way to great success. And sometimes we get downbeaten, don't we? Because it's like, oh, I've been trying for years and I can't do it. And just keep on going. And yeah, I'm not going to be like, oh, you're going to get everything you want, because you maybe not. But if you keep on trying, you at least get some of it. And it's better than just waking up every day and doing your comfort zone things and then getting mad at yourself and depressed on yourself because you're not doing what you want. It's much better to try and at least be working towards creating a better life for yourself. On the collective level, this degree is asking us to be less critical of people, especially those who have different cultural, intellectual, social, emotional, religious, psychological, sexual expressions than our own. So ask instead, what can I learn from this person? How can I meet them halfway? The only way to do this is to take your time to heal and manage your own psychological and emotional wounds. By learning to care, understand, have empathy, love and believe in yourself is how you can give the same to others. Committing to reject the decisiveness, fault-finding, finger-pointing, cancel and denial culture that's prevalent in our ever-increasing global world. Learning to channel your aggression into safe and consented outlets from boxing, weight training or other exercises, playing the piano, knitting to gaming, graphic designing, songwriting, listening to poetry or anything else that helps you let out that aggression and manage your changing mood. So yeah, the full moon is asking you once again to release anything that stops you from stepping up and being who you really truly want to be. And although it can be scary to face our own inner darkness, remember that we have enough light within us that can guide us, even though at times you may think, oh, I'm a crap person, I've done too many crap things. Well, everyone's done something bad, and I'm not saying it's not a game of, well, your bad is worse than mine bad. Loving yourself can actually just help yourself, and not in an egotistical way, but true, real, authentic love that makes you take a real honest look at yourself and shows you how to balance your emotions and to get the best out of yourself, and so you can move forward from your pain and suffering. Also today, as I mentioned, the moon enters Gemini at 20:14, so 8:14 GMT time. But before that, at 12:42 at midday, the moon goes into void, of course, from Taurus, and so it's kind of like not making any major aspects. And then it moves into Gemini. So as I said earlier, when the moon's in Gemini, there can be an increase in communication. It's also good for all sorts of writing, research and reading, especially technical, scientific, medical or intellectual sort of research and reading and information gathering. In general, if you engage in deductive reasoning or intuitive guidance, there can be a lot of lively sort of discussion and an influx of ideas right now that can sort of like help you solve your problems or just make a deeper connections with people. You can also spend more time traveling and socializing with friends and locally than normally. Negatively, there can also be an increase in malicious gossip, biased thinking, superficial, trivially kind of speaking, and at worst people can talk cap to get what they want, tell lies or do whatever, dragging, criticising others or having prejudiced opinions that cause verbal or on the extreme end physical conflict. People may use intellectual or psychological warfare to weaken their opponents or nervous tension may get the better of them, and restlessness can cause some people to become more irritable than normal over their inability to fix or cope with any confusion in their environment or thoughts right now. As well, this can make people more anxious. There can also be delays in critical communications and short distance travel that can also add to this sort of nervousness. People can also rationalise their emotions right now or use logic instead of their heart and their emotions, and this can cause problems in relationships. The best use of the moon in the constellation of Gemini is organising your own or family matters, catching up on reading and replying to essential communications, carrying out research and anything else that broadens your knowledge bank, or take time out to sort issues rationally with your close ones and explore your community. For your gardeners out there, when the moon is travelling through the constellation of Gemini, it's a perfect time to store roots and fruits, cultivate your land and plant all types of melon or zucchini seeds and cucumber, squash and courgettes and curcumins and things like that. So yeah, there's a lot that went on with the full moon and all that explanation, but I also just want to take some time to talk about the sun's opposition to Mars, which I mentioned in brief, and because this is making its exact transit today. So this energy can, as I said, make people be very aggressive and at worst bullying, causing arguments and crossing each other's boundaries. And words and actions are easy to say, as I said, but harder to take back. Heated tempers can cause mistakes and enemies can be made, or current ones can be activated and be intent to destroy your plans right now. So even though all of this is happening, full moon energy and stuff, this Mars opposition is the sun is the strongest today, and it can be the strongest pull, and it can bring just harsh words that can just cause verbal disagreements or physical altercations. So do all your best to remain calm, especially under pressure. And the support is given by other aspects to have more empathy, self-control and understanding and be open-minded. And this can help you avoid the hot-headedness that this transit is known for. Abuse of power can cause verbal disagreements, and it's this kind of abuse of power, people standing up for other people's rights and stuff, that can lead to physical fights right now. Because people can just be like, hey, hold on, you don't bully others and stuff like that. So I know you may have good intentions, but also make sure you don't get yourself in trouble, because this can have serious repercussions, of course, discomfort and stuff. Be careful, because again, you may want to really go pump those weights and let out that physical aggression, but rushing in and stuff and not using the proper safety procedures right now can cause injury and stuff. So yeah, just wanted to just talk a bit more about that, and I have. So yeah, that's the daily scopes for the 8th of December.